What if I told you that you never had to pay full price again? Would you be interested? Of course you would. Let's talk about it. Now, most people would think that you had to pay the sticker price. The price tag on the item is what you pay. And that's not necessarily true. In a lot of cases, it definitely isn't true. You can get those prices down 10, 15, 20% or even more. Now, you can't do this at Walmart, for example. You can use coupons and things like that to get cheaper prices at Walmart and these corporate stores like Walmart, Tractor Supply. However, what I'm talking about doing is when you go to a locally owned store. Say you go to a pawn shop that the owner is local and they have a price tag on something. That price is the asking price. It's the suggested price. You don't have to pay that price very, very seldom. Sometimes the owner will try to hold out and not take the price you offer. However, a lot of times they will. They price those things a little bit more expensive, a little more higher than what they'll actually take. And you go in and you have the cash money, they'll sell it to you because they want to make a profit. They want to make more of a profit, but if they make any profit, then they're happy. Same thing if you go into like a sporting goods store that's locally owned. You see a shotgun you want, fishing rod, and you say, is this the least that you'll take for this? Can you take $20 less, $50 less? And a lot of times they will. Those prices are definitely not set in stone. So you can haggle, you can barter with stores that are locally owned. So never give that full price. If you go in and see something you want, always, don't be ashamed to ask. Always ask the store owner, will we take a little less for it? You want to lowball first. You know, if it's, ask, will you take $50 less for this? When really, you will take it at $25 less. But they will usually come back with something else, which might be $25 less, which is what you actually wanted to pay for it to begin with. So you saved $25. You can do the same thing at flea markets, yard sales. If you see something, that price isn't set in stone. Always ask, is this the least you'll take for this? Can I get this for a little bit less? Will you take $25 for this when it has a $30 price tag? That's the way you get things every time, usually every time anyways, cheaper. You save. You can't do this, like I said, at Walmart. You can't do this at McDonald's, somewhere like that. But if it's locally owned and you're talking to the person that owns it, you can get it cheaper. If you are at a farm stand, for example, buying produce, you can do the same thing. Anything that you're dealing with, that you're talking to the owner, that price isn't set in stone. So you can offer, you can haggle, you can barter, you can trade something else that you have that they might want for what they have, or maybe for a portion of the price on what they have. So never think you have to settle for that price. You can save a lot of money if you haggle all the time. Some people after a while might not like seeing you come in the store, because every time you come in and you buy something, you're trying to get it cheaper. And usually, like I said, they'll sell it to you cheaper. As long as they can make a small profit, they'll do that and turn it around. That's what they want, just a profit. If they make that profit, you can get a bargain. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.